the shadows where silence screams, the truth lies buried beneath the seams. CPS is out, hunting on the prowl. With the badge of justice, we'll take the vow. They come with badges, dressed in deceit, taking children, claiming it's all for the streets. We rise up, we won't be ignored. The CPS Punisher leads us toward the score. They come with badges, dressed in deceit, taking children, claiming it's all for the streets. But we rise up, we won't be ignored. The CPS Punisher leads us toward the score. Together we stand, for the truth we'll fight. CPS, hear a battle cry. No more corruption, we'll reach for the sky. A family torn, but we're ready to stand. For our children's rights, we'll take back our land. On the mic, with hearts on our sleeve, Herbert's got the law to help us believe. Expose the lies, peel back the mask. No more injustice, it's truth we'll unmask. Stand together, this mission's ours alone. CPS, hear our battle cry. No more corruption, we'll reach for the sky. A family torn, but we're ready to stand. For our children's rights, we'll take back our land. Stand together, this mission's ours alone. CPS, hear our battle cry. No more corruption, we'll reach for the sky. A family torn, but we're ready to stand. For our children's rights, we'll take back our land. CPS, hear our battle cry. No more corruption, we'll reach for the sky. A family torn, but we're ready to stand. For our children's rights, we'll take back our land.
Our courts are contaminated with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem.
They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division is what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost due to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again. CPS comes along with the mission to protect. The only thing they are doing is cashing in those checks, paid for by the souls of the children, diagnosed by a caseworker who is still a baby herself. They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy CPS, built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem, stealing our kids. It's not mama drama. Stand up for all those who are lost due to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again.
All right, good evening, everybody. We are CPS Victims Fighting Justice. It is Friday night, and we are here. We got Mr. Herbert in the back. We got Miss Brenda. We're going to get the party started, and I'm going to bring them out. Here we go, guys. Good evening, Miss Brenda. Good evening, Mr. Herbert.
Well, hello.
Hey, hello. How you doing, Vinny?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys? How's your evening going?
I got out of the hot tub.
Oh, a hot tub. That sounds awesome.
How was your trip, Brenda?
Good. I went and picked up some stuff from the attorney that I had mailed him before. I want to make sure I get my stuff back. I had some discoveries from my other cases. God knows if he ever looked into any of it, but I'm about 20 minutes from where Chris is, so we're getting excited about it. So I'll be able to see him tomorrow and Sunday.
That's awesome, Brenda. That's awesome. Finally get to see your husband.
Yeah, God. It's like he doesn't. Neither of us, like when Dixie County arrested us, either of us, they didn't want to give us a bond at all. I'm like, okay.
That's ridiculous.
When was the last time you seen him?
Well, I did see him in the courtroom when he was still in Louisiana, so that was like in April last year.
Oh, so it was last year. That's the last time you seen him.
Stuff. But since he's moved over here to Bay Correctional, we haven't been able to do video calls at all. Like, it sucks.
They don't have the facility for doing that? They don't have
most facilities,
they
do have that ability there, but I don't know if he's got a way to get his tablet for it to actually work or something. And they said they're like behind on getting people their tablet. So
they're behind. How is that? Because when I was at the jail in Portland, I got my tablet like the third day of being in the pod.
Yeah, that's how it was in Charlotte County. Like, they had tablets. This was in 2019. They had tablets like right away. Like, and when I was in prison in Florida, my family had to buy one for me. It was like $100 and some. And then right after they did that, they started giving them away for free. I'm like, okay, thank you.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, they give them they give them to you free in the pod, and you can use them up until like 12 o'clock at night on the phone, and then they shut the phone off at 12 o'clock.
So you can actually use it like the regular phone instead of standing in line for the payphone.
Yeah, it has a dialing system on it.
I don't know why it's taking them so long. They said the people that got there in December have to get their tablets. He got there at the beginning of February, I guess. So I don't know what that means. I think it's bullshit is what I think.
I think he's being
Yeah,
dicked
I do
around,
too.
really.
So Vinny, when you had your tablet, how long did they allow you to use the phone?
I could use that the whole time, all day long if I wanted to.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you could stay on the phone for hours. Okay.
Yeah, as long as I had money in my commissary, I could use my phone for as long as I
Yeah.
wanted.
They usually there's some time limit, like 15 minutes at a time, something like that. I noticed in where he was that it was actually like 20 or no, it was like 30-minute long calls. And then you'd have to wait like a half hour before you could call again. But I'd rather
I
be
didn't
doing the
have to
video
worry
calls
about
because
that.
it's like about the same price as the phone, yet you can see each other, you know.
Yeah, that you can do emails through your phone, through your
Yeah,
tablet too.
yeah. I that's what me and Chris did. Like when I was gone, it was literally he didn't even have his phone approved. The only person that had a approved phone was my son. So we just really did we did video calls and we did messages back and forth on tablet, but when we did our video calls over there, it had to be on the kiosk.
Yeah, it has to be. Well, they have a special place in one of the rooms where you can do the video calls. Yeah,
Yeah.
because your tablet doesn't have the video capability. It's there, but they take it out.
They take it away?
Yeah, I was reading about it.
Yeah, they don't allow you to have the video capability in your tablet whatsoever.
That's what I thought because that's how it was before. I don't even know if this place has got it going. And I told the attorney today, I was like, you know, Chris is like has all kinds of things going on with not getting in medical attention over there or whatever. There's some crazy nurse over there, and I told him what was going on, and then he's like, "What is this?" He's like, "Well, the judge sentenced him to go to like a mental health facility." Like, I'm like, "Well, he's not even getting any mental health or physical health there, so." Like, what are you going to do about it? I mean, God knows. I mean, yeah, I don't know how long this appeal is going to take, but Chris is getting anxious. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at all the changes that are happening. I mean, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the chat today, but there's a lot of movement now. A lot.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to that federal attorney like twice today. Because like I said, she wants to try to get like people from every state again. Just because
I really don't think you need a federal attorney. Sorry to say it, Brenda. I know that you're heartfelt on that, but the way things are moving in the Trump administration, I doubt you're going to even need that attorney because they're getting ready to get rid of tons of judges. Tons.
I told you
They're not
that.
fucking around.
that's what she's saying. These judges need to be fired. They need to be behind bars. They need to be arrested, okay? And this is what this lady wants to do, and she's not charging anything at all. It's her life work to do this. So if like I say, if anybody wants, you could send me like all they want is the judges' names, whatever. If you want to be like I don't think to me, it's like we got nothing to lose with it because I don't know. I have like these certain people don't really like or trust Connie Rigoli. So if you are with Connie Rigoli, you're probably not going to want to be with this group. You know what I mean? But I really think it's the best choice because I think she's the only one I've heard is talking about getting these judges behind bars. And she says it should be no problem doing that since they've broken federal laws. taking a kids. Because why? Because again, you guys always are quoting the case law. There was no jury trial, and that's a federal crime for all these dependency cases.
Vinny, you remember I told you weeks ago that things are going to happen very quickly, and there'll be a lot of changes. And I said, I think you guys are going to see a lot of good changes before May, as far as CPS is concerned.
Oh yeah, they're
In Maine, I'm talking about in
Yeah.
Maine.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
think.
you're gonna see. I told Vinny that. I said, no, he's talking about, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. I said, nope, just sit back because Donald is moving very rapidly.
Hi, Debbie. Everything's
Well,
moving rapidly. I mean, and even now that our governor in Maine is mouthing off to the president and thinking that she's
yeah,
gonna step on his toes, she about to get whacked with the fuck
Yep.
around and find out.
Yeah, that's right. She says, I'll see you in court. He's like, okay, I'll see you there.
He's not
yeah. I
playing.
don't know what's with that. Susan Collins. I mean, what a traitor! I think. Like,
They're all traitors on that side. I'm sorry to say, but I know Darren's gonna hate me for saying it, but the Democratic Party in Maine is filled with nothing but political bullshit. Even the
yeah, but
liberals
the thing
are.
is that Susan Collins is supposed to be a Republican, but she's not acting like one.
She ain't no Republican.
Oh, really?
She jumps on both sides of the fence.
Yeah. Well, I know because like Chris was running for legislator when we lived in Maine, and she was like sending we have a couple letters from her actually, and then she also like recommended him for the Real Heroes Award. I think that's what it was, and yeah, it was something through the Red Cross or whatever, and Chris did get an award for that, like for his work on violence prevention or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
there you go. I'm gonna put Naylor. Just put this up there under his wife's name. There's some information for you.
Beige. Okay, but he's in
Florida.
DOC though. He's not in county. Yeah, because I know there's a Bay County jail right over here too. Yeah, hopefully they're not lying about that, because I actually called and talked to somebody. I'm like, what's going on with tablets? Like, and I'll check back again.
See, we never had that one phone call per hour limit. We could use our tablets and be on the phone for as long as we wanted. As long as we had the money in our commissary, there was no problem.
He's just calling me from the payphone. I mean, and then I was reading about what these tablets do. I'm like, what? He can talk, and then and then you can even talk. Like if he's on lockdown in the room, he can still talk to me. I'm like, what? This is crazy.
Yeah, with the tablets you can. Yep.
Yeah, the Charlotte County it didn't work for the phone. The phone was different, but we would get in prison we'd get games on there. You could put music on there.
Yeah, they allow that.
Oh wow.
Games, movies, games, movies, books. They come with the law stuff on it, so you can look up your laws and your stuff.
I'm telling you, Charlotte County had the best law library. Even like when I've been out trying to do law library, when I got out, it wasn't as good as Charlotte County. I was like, what is this? It was great. I was just looking up everything. Well, that was when I had the kids coverage, but
can you look at Netflix or Prime, things like that?
I mean, you can. No. I found some of my cases like old cases.
Oh, okay.
You can look up if you know someone's name, just type it in, and all these options will come up.
Yeah, you have to pay for them. They're like $6.99, $4.99, $3.99. You have to pay for all this stuff.
To look at Netflix or Prime. To look at Netflix or Prime.
No, those are not allowed on the tablets.
No, you just you can buy movies. Like there's a certain selection of movies. I remember I used to
Oh,
have a
oh.
roommate, luckily, that her family was putting money in there and we were able to watch movies when we were on lockdown time. So I was like, okay, cool. I really lucked out on my bunkies when I was gone.
You called a Congress representative and another senator. There you go, Debbie. I don't think you're going to need to worry about that much longer. Trump's administration is moving fast, and now that all the people are in play in his office, it's going to move even quicker.
Yeah, I told you that when he first got in office. It's going to move fast. Just think, day 2, he had ICE in Manhattan, New York, taking the illegals out on day 2. Vinny, think about that. Day 2.
Yeah.
And he's been moving along every day. And this is 1 month now. He's been out for 1 month. It's just a month.
And he's been signing orders in the middle of the night, too.
And Sundays.
Yep.
Justice
on the
never
weekends.
sleeps.
He's a
What'd you say,
man.
Brenda?
I said justice never sleeps.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
It's messed up, but it's
So, Brenda,
better than most places.
is your husband able to get his kosher meals?
That is the last thing we're worried about right now. I can tell you that. It's no use. He did get a job in the kitchen. Okay, he just went to whatever that is you go to, and they'll sign you things. He was begging for a job because he's like, at least he won't have to freaking sit there and do nothing all day.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah.
When you do jobs in the kitchen and you do like
Yeah.
stuff around the facility for jobs, they actually pay you into your commissary for that.
I thought I forgot about that part of it, but also you're gonna get more gain time. Like you're gonna get, like, I don't know, so much more gain time. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't only get that; you get more time out if you're a trustee.
That would be nice. Well, the thing is that I was talking to his classifications officer, and from my experience, I was like, yeah, he'd like to do something in the kitchen, like I'm like dining room or passing out trays, because those are like, that's like a cakewalk. And also, like, I was like envious of trying to get into the library. That would be an awesome job, being there, because they got huge libraries at these places, you know. And Chris loves to read, so he'd be perfect for that one. But he did get a job in the kitchen. God knows what will happen. I said, hopefully you'll get some good boots, because they're hard to come by. They make you wear these leather boots, and they get all wet. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Trump is on that 25-8 plan. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, Naylor.
It's fine here, guys. I'll be here, but I'm gonna be turning on my camera off.
All right. So yeah, I don't know what happened to Darren. I haven't heard from him today. I don't know what's going on there. But
Okay. But you got the permission to start the show. That's good.
well, I mean, I tried calling him and I didn't get any answers. So I was like, well, it's getting late.
No, but you got the permission. You have the permission, so you can always start the show. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, that I think, and that's another reason why I'm a manager, because I was supposed to take charge when he's not available.
That's right.
That's what I'm doing. I'm taking.
That's
charge.
correct. That's very true. And I was actually shocked when it came on when it did, because I wasn't going to even touch the show until about 10:35, 10:40. So I was surprised when it came on when it did.
Yeah.
So, anything new with your case? Anything new going on with you?
No. Ever since I started emailing the attorneys about stuff and blah, blah, they've been very, very quiet. I wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like the fact that they're getting called out on their bullshit.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not going to tolerate it. They have 48 hours to produce my kid. They don't produce my kids in them 48 hours. I'm contacting the FBI for kidnapping. End of story.
Oh, that's a different twist.
Yeah, sir.
So let's play that out. So you contact the FBI, and you would say that what? You would say your kids were kidnapped, and they'll say by who, and then you'll say who they were taken by.
Yep. Because they were kidnapped. They had no
Well,
warrant.
I've done that. I've done that. Called the FBI about this dozens of times. Okay, and then eventually they're like, "Okay, you want to give your name? You don't give your name until you tell your story." Okay, if you're Brenda Cameron, anyway. But because it would be like they'll they'll say, "Okay, just a minute," and they'll click on this recording saying something like you're a repeat caller or something. You've been
Yeah.
advised not to call the FBI.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what it says.
Yeah.
But
So when
And
you called the first time, Brenda, when you called the first time, did they listen to your story?
oh, they listened all right. Yeah. They listened.
And did they say they were going to act on it, or they're going to do anything about it?
No, they said there was nothing they could do.
bullshit.
Nothing they could do.
So that's what's going to happen to Vinny.
Well, we'll see. I mean, unless they're clearing out this FBI, and putting good people in there, I'd say you definitely have a better chance than I had.
Yeah, I guess Vinny could try, right, Vinny?
Mhm.
It doesn't hurt.
It's not going to hurt, I don't think. I mean, how can you be hurting any more than you are right now? You know.
I mean, I've had things happen to me in my entire case. So, I've had due process broken. I've had my constitutional rights broken. I've had false arrests. Um, I've been beaten up by cops, restrained by cops, unlawfully detained, um, not given a court order or warrant for my arrest. Had them go into all my files without my permission and without a warrant. I have a lot on these people. I could bury every single fucking one of them. Everyone. No question.
So do you plan on taking any action, like once you get your kids back?
Oh yeah. I plan on suing this whole state, which I got to get out to you guys. Thomas Bain hit me up today. He's been on the show with us. He was also here for the Mr. President thing. Mr. Bain today at 12:30 p.m. got his lawsuit against the state of Maine and Mills in the district court for treason again with Bobby Joe Johnson of CPS.
Oh wow.
Bobby Joe.
So that is big, you
That
guys.
sounds productive. He's got some progress going on.
Yes, he
Good.
does. Yes, he does. He said he was going to do it, and he so far has kept his word. He's put it out there to the people so they can see that he did it. And he's definitely got the documentation to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you guys can't go and do it yourselves. He did it all on his own. He's doing it pro se. There's no reason that parents cannot get off their ass and do it themselves pro se. You do not need an attorney, people. You do not.
You could do it pro se.
Sure could.
It yourself.
Pro
You got to
se
make sure
jury.
you're doing.
Yep.
You got to make sure you know what you're doing. You got to make sure you have the right guide. Fall down the rabbit hole.
And that's when you bring on other people that know what they're doing,
Yes.
who can back you in the courtroom
Mm-hmm.
and be like your co-counsel, kind of,
Yeah.
and that know what law is and what case law is. It's good to have them kind of people back behind you. Good evening, Miss Athena. How are you and the husband tonight?
Athena.
85% equal to roughly 10.5 months a year in Florida. Again, time in Florida is 5 days a month without a job and 10 days a month with job. After you reach about 58 days, that's your max per year in Florida. Yeah.
Explain that to me, Vinny. What is she saying?
No, that's what Naylor is saying.
Oh, what is
That's
Neil?
Naylor
Oh, what is?
under his wife.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who that is. I just see the name.
He's talking. He's talking about the jail.
Okay, so Amy is really
You
Neil. That's Chris.
yes.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, good. I got it. Okay. And for all
Um,
substantial, arbitrary
versus
imposition
California,
and
342. Whose scope of liability guaranteed by the Due Process Clause cannot be bound in or limited by the precise terms of specific guarantees. Right. So there, even with Brenda's husband, they violated his due process. So she really could go after them for that and violation of his constitutional rights.
What was it the attorney said? I got a list of like, okay, what are you guys actually doing? I'll bring it up and you guys just continue. And when I find it, I'll read it to you.
That's not good, Athena.
no, it's not.
Hmm?
No, Athena was saying that her husband's having some seizures, and Vinny said that's not good.
Oh, wow. See, and that's what's happening is so many people are just like their bodies are breaking down because it's just so much, it's hard to take.
It's the
That's
stress.
why it's so important to just try to keep as healthy as you can and eat healthy and keep moving your body around because you just can't you'll seize up. I'm telling
It's the
you.
stress.
I mean,
It's the stress.
it's stress. I know. I have episodes of passing out myself. I just like split my head open and they've done all kinds of tests on me. Every test you can think of, or your heart, my ears, everything. Blah. The only can associate it with
Yep.
stress. It's from
And the stress starts from your thinking, how you think about things. That's where it starts with
mhm.
how you
That's
think
why it's
about
good
things.
to like gardening. Gardening is supposed to be good for you, like gardening or like I swear to God, I was just took out my pick the other day and I was just chopping up
He's had
the ground.
60. He's had 61
Today.
seizures today so far because of brain
Oh
tumors
Oh no.
and MS. Damn,
Oh,
Athena.
that's a lot.
man,
Oh no.
that's too bad. Well, we just gotta pray for him for
Yeah.
sure. Man.
Brenda, your Athena asked if your cardiologist tested for POTS.
POT, you mean post traumatic stress disorder?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No,
It was, yeah.
she's asking if the cardiologist checked you for that.
Yeah, yeah. And in
Yeah.
fact, I'm supposed to like they're gonna do like I did it a year ago, they're gonna do it again. I think it's a waste of time. This time they're gonna hook me up at home for like 3 days and see if they can catch one of these episodes like at
Okay.
home, which it's doubtful. It seems like since I started taking like I'm not a big fan of taking any kind of medicines or anything like that. I do take like for my thyroid, which again they checked out that 'cause they thought maybe that's the problem.
Mhm.
But in any case, I've been taking like Wellbutrin, and I think it's kind of stabilized me. And it's
Yeah.
not like had a brief episode. If Darren even has that tape of that one day, I was about to go on the air. That was the last time it happened. That was about a couple weeks ago.
So
But thank God I was
Uh-huh.
on the couch at that time.
Herbert, Tammy wants to know
Yeah.
how you are thinking about everything that's going on.
I think that everything is going pretty well. I like the idea that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are moving the way they are, and I believe that Jesus, August, you're going to start hearing about children being returned to their parents. That's my
I mean, that's what it's all
response to
about.
Tammy.
That's what we're looking for.
I think
Hey,
it's
Vinny.
coming. I really do.
Yeah, I know.
I
No,
think
I know.
that
I actually know it's going to be coming just based on what he did with ICE immediately for New York. So if he did that for ICE immediately, the other big thing is thousands and thousands of parents throughout the United States having their children taken away. Oh, he can't hide. That's like an elephant in the room. He can't hide from that. He's got to deal with it. He's going to deal with it. He's going to deal with it.
See, that's why this one attorney wants everybody to go in like at one time, like not have everybody do their own separate things. Like if we all band together,
no,
and
because
then
here's why. If you all band together and do like suits together, none of you are going to get that other than that one person that filed that suit. So if everyone files a suit on their own, it cripples the entire system.
I happen to agree with you, Vinny.
That's why.
I happen to agree that you're correct. If everybody do their individual filing, then it really puts a damper on the system. I agree with you.
I will never go with anyone else on a lawsuit because then by you doing that, it prevents other people from claiming the same thing on their case. If you do it a civil case and you do it for your amendment rights, it's different.
no, well, see, she says this is what she wants to do. Okay. It's just because she's not going to blame anybody but the judges. Okay. It's the judges. You
The
can't.
judges are already being held accountable, though, Brenda. They're calling them out left and right. They're getting arrested
Well,
left and right.
I hope so because I got one that needs to be called out pretty quickly because not only she took my kids, she took my husband. So, I want to be like right in front of that line saying, hey, hello, this is the judge that needs to go. I'm sure everybody feels that way, though, that you want the judge that wronged you. You want them arrested. You want them behind bars.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
And then the attorneys that were involved
All right.
with your case,
I'm gonna get my cousin. She wants to come in. I'm gonna get off and give her the
All right. Right, Athena. Class action can only be done once for the state. And that's correct. If you do a class action, only one person can file that class action. But if you do a civil suit,
class action.
you do a civil suit within a court system, many can file a civil suit. Class action you don't want to do because it ruins it for everybody else.
No way. No, it's true. Yeah, you just want to. Okay, so I'll tell you what one of the attorneys for Chris said. This is their strategy for the appeal. Challenge the court's subject matter and jurisdiction because, again, they really didn't have the jurisdiction to take him out of Louisiana in the first place. Argue that Mr. Cameron's First Amendment freedom of speech was violated. 3, argue that Mr. Cameron's Sixth Amendment right to effective assistance of counsel because of this attorney that they did Florida Vichy or whatever that sponsored them in Florida. He, like I said, I seen it coming a mile away with that guy, but that was their pick, and he really just threw Chris under the bus. So that's what they say because of Burns. Okay. So, and number 4, other associated arguments. So in regard to non-substantive strategies, we were so they were supposed to remember I told you guys a while back, they're talking about getting this Mr. Henderson to represent for the Florida attorney. Ends up, he said no. So now they have somebody else, and I'm kind of wondering. There's 2 different David Allens. It's some different David Allen, and hopefully it's not the one that says that they don't have an active malt license. Hopefully it's not that one. So I actually got to ask him about that too, because I'd like to, if they're picking out another attorney, I think I should have some say so in this because their last pick wasn't very good. you know. But the
Okay, excuse me.
secondary attorney, he's working on getting his Florida law license as well.
Well, let's all
So
welcome it. Oh, there she go. There she is. Let's all welcome Miss Tatiana. Hello, Miss Dr. Fala.
Everyone.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Ah, you are
that,
there.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Fowler.
Greetings.
How are, how are you tonight?
I'm well, my love. What did I walk in the middle of?
Well, we were all discussing cases and what's been happening within the United States right now. Um, they have definitely ruled on administrative court judges are operating without constitution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, so I was saying that
So this is
Donald
going
Trump
to
is
be
moving.
big for all of us.
Well, yeah. I was just saying that Donald Trump is moving very rapidly. So it's going to be, I think there's going to be some big things happening within the next, I would say, month or so. What do you think, Brenda?
yeah, yes, I agree. Because I mean, they're keep like hinting at it, like not just coming out just boldly, but I've seen like you guys have been posting stuff. I've been seeing stuff posted. Usually, if I see something that's associated with that,
That's
I
correct.
mean, I think we got to hit up again. Somebody's got that email for. I think Gunner originally gave us the email for JF. Is it JFK? I always get that confused. And I think we all should hit him up with emails again. I don't know if you guys been doing that, but
I
and
think
Derek mentioned,
I
huh?
don't know if we should hit up RFK for the sake of RFK is focusing on making America healthy again at the moment. That is his goal
Uh,
right
yeah,
at the
but
moment.
So
CPS falls under
more
him.
like
CPS falls under his umbrella.
Doge. Would it be Doge?
Yeah.
That you got to follow the money with Doge, right?
Your best bet is to get Pam Bondi, get Cash Patel, and to get a hold of Trump because they're on a mission to put these judges and administration courts under fire and fire every single one of them that have violated constitutional rights.
Well, I hope that Pam Melanie does because I can tell you when she was she's been Florida AG for a while. She's not doing me any favors at that time. But I don't know, like, I mean, who holds the responsibility when, I mean, they always wanted to push me back and say, okay, go back to the Department of Children and Families. You have a problem with what they did? Go back and they put you back to the same people that are actually responsible for taking the kids.
That's right. And the agencies. That's correct,
Mhm.
Christy. They're attacking all of them. You guys don't even realize shit is leaping off all over, especially here in Maine. Mills don't stand a chance against Trump. And that's why he taunted her the way he taunted her on the news station because he knows that he could take her out with one swoop of a pen.
Right. Just like Taylor Swift, you're out of here. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
So, Dr. Fowler, what's going on in your world?
Oh, thank you for listening. Oh, thank you for asking. Just rock bottom depression over what's going on with my baby granddaughter. I'm basically immobilized and just utterly distressed, and I don't see when this is ever going to end with her or with the situation with her.
You can't give up, Dr. Fowler. I mean, um, they are fighting to try to rectify what has been going on throughout the United States. They are fighting. Um, Yes, it's been taking some time, but I do believe if you hang in there, you're going to really find out what's going on with your granddaughter.
Well,
And my prayers and hopes is that Carly is still alive.
thank you. I'm starting to feel that she's dead. I'm starting to feel that she's been dead for a long time. There is no evil that these people are not capable of. I hope you hear me out there, Dane Gray. You are not a judge. Marine PA, you are not a guardian ad litem. Makita Hunter, you're all murderers and child molesters. That's just and I cannot wait for all of you to be exposed. And I don't believe that there is a living child until I
How
see a living
long
child.
has it been going on with your how long has it been going on with
My
your
grandbaby
grandchild?
has been missing for 868 days. No, there is no evidence that there is a living child. And
Well, my kids have been missing for, well, let me see. Well, in actuality, since 2019.
oh my God.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, they adopt them out to strangers. Even though, like, my son was approved and certified to adopt his siblings through the ICPC. The kids were in Florida. He was in Louisiana. And that's why I was asking him the other day because we've kind of going back through a lot of this stuff. I'm like, because I ended up this at the time that they were supposed to be deciding on where the adoption was going to take
Hmm.
place. Um, I was thrown in jail or on my way to prison for trying to rescue my daughter. But I said, did they ever let you know that they didn't choose you? I asked my son. Like he's like, nope, never heard a thing. Like just and supposedly that's a rule. Like if your kids are going to be adopted out, there's supposed to be some type of agreement between the parties saying, okay, is there going to be contact? Is there not going to be contact? I mean, they didn't even tell them. And I didn't find out until I got back and got on the phone and figured out that they were adopted out on April 1st,
Hmm.
2020. And then all this shit hit the fan with the pandemic and everything. And when I had to go to prison for trying to rescue my daughter, all the visitation was shut down because of COVID. Like the whole, there's like, it was weird to me because like, oh, you're not going to let me see my kids? Well, guess what? The whole world's not going to be able to see their family. How does that feel? You know, I felt God had my back on that one.
Oh. Oh, that's devastating when that is a source of consolation. Mhm.
Yeah, right. It's sick. It really is.
Well, I firmly believe that all of these traffickers who've broken every rule under God and man should get the death penalty. That's it. They should all go to the gallows from the bottom out.
It's true. I mean that's would be the charge. They're talking about arresting these judges. It would be they could get life in prison. They could get the death penalty. It's true. I mean, I think they were talking about there's some that already had been arrested, I guess. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
there's been quite a few arrested already.
yeah. I think a lot is going on in California with these judges getting arrested.
I
It's not just California. I mean, it's all over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping it's all over. I hope like because as far as like I've talked to several different people and they're telling me like, oh, Florida's bad, but I mean, there's so many other places that are bad too. I mean, that girl was saying the other day she was in Missouri. She's saying like there's like everybody she knows had their kids taken. I wonder what that was. That was that Danielle Cox that came on that show that one day.
So
And she was saying she was pregnant and she's afraid that to have this baby because she's afraid this baby will be taken as well as her other child that already had
Oh,
been
they will.
taken.
That's one of the feeder systems. Anytime, as we all know, the family has had any interface with CPS, they track you forever. They're watching and waiting and
Yeah.
hunting any other children who are going to be born. And they will even search you out from state to state. My
I
daughter
think,
Yeah.
was running
I think,
between Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware to avoid them snatching Carly when she was born. And then she just ended up giving her to them anyway.
I think parents are going to start realizing though that maybe we all need to start doing, private births without hospitals involved.
That's a problem too. You can still be tracked. Even going back 40 years ago in Philadelphia, there were several women who were very strong in the cultural community, uh, performing public service, and these were mature women who decided to birth at home. Well, that was detected, and CPS came after them to take the kids, alleging that they were abusing the children because they weren't involved in hospital birthing.
You don't have to. That's your constitutional right.
We don't have any constitutional rights, only
Yes, we
on
do.
paper.
Yeah.
We're all here because we've all been completely violated.
That's because of the administrations over the years that have took and gotten rid of our constitutional rights. But now that Trump's in office, our constitutional rights are starting to be put back into play.
Well, I could be wrong, but I firmly believe that until we write ourselves into a constitution as human beings with inalienable rights to our children, this is going to keep happening because we don't own our children because we are chattel.
So you mentioned before, Dr. Fowler, about birthing at home. That's not going to work either. Why wouldn't birthing at home work?
If CPS is aware that there's a child being born, you're still going to be hunted. I mean, I just remember this woman's name was Nia. I guess I could say her name because I don't think she's with us anymore. And she was a mature woman who had two sets of children. And somehow it came to the attention that she was going to birth again and she was planning a home birth. The police came and CPS came to harass her and take her child away,
When the child
alleging
was
that
born, or
So,
prior to when
well,
the child was born?
they start hunting for the child before the child is born.
Okay.
Then they're tracking you. And again, it was alleged that she was committing child abuse because she wasn't planning a hospital birth.
Uh, uh,
I tell you, by the time I had my fifth child, I mean, I pretty much had it down. I didn't go like they want you to come to these appointments all the time. I was like, it just seemed like such a waste to me. And I did hardly went to any appointments. He was probably the healthiest kid I ever had, even. But it's kind of funny though. When I had my last, was it my last child? Yeah, it was. As I understand it, like this was in Maine. I had my youngest two in Maine, and when I had Sage, which was a couple years before I had Chris, they had this program where you had a kid and the hospital gives you a car seat. Okay. So I come back, a couple years later and I figured that they still had that program. And then it's almost like they're like, oh no, we don't have that anymore. Do you have a car seat? I said, no, we just had the one for for the other baby. So they're like, oh, you can borrow this car seat. And also the other thing is when Chris came to pick me up to bring the baby home, he forgot to bring the little outfit I had for the baby. So by asking them, is it okay that I could borrow these clothes because my husband forgot? They made a report to Child Protective Services that we didn't have any clothes for the kids or a car
Hmm.
seat.
wow.
Um, so that was the first time like I ever had. No, I take that back. I did have CPS in my life one time when I only had my 3 oldest, and we lived in an apartment, and I think the lady that was under us didn't, for some reason, we homeschooled all the kids. She lives in an apartment. I'm sorry, my kids are going to be walking around on the floor, but they came knocking on the door, and they're asking something about school, and I said, well, we're registered to homeschool. And she said, could I see the paper? And I said, sure enough. And I went and showed her the paper, and she said, okay, thank you. And that was it. And I noticed that what kid's case, that was how many years later? 20 years later? I noticed that was on the discoveries or whatever that said there was a report, but nothing substantiated from all the way back then.
But that should have been not in that record because it was over 20 years.
They never
Oh.
close. They
Yeah.
never close those records. They never take your name out of the system. And within 3 years, if whatever it is was unfounded, and it's supposed to go away. Any record of you is supposed to be purged. It never happens because we're dealing with chattel. And you are considered an enemy of the state if you don't have a hospital birth. They want the money. They want the money for the placenta. They want the money for the circumcision. It's a money game. How dare you deprive them of a fresh new circumcision, which is an extra $2,500 maybe or more? And then
There-
all the crap that they put in the baby's eyes. Clearly, when I gave birth many, many years ago, I'm like, look, I don't have syphilis or gonorrhea, so you don't have to put the drops in her eyes for syphilis or gonorrhea. Well, they did it anyway.
Wow.
Okay, and then the child's alert, their eyes are so clear, and then they put that stuff in their eyes, whatever it is. I can't name it right now. And then their eyes are blurry, and then it's very uncomfortable for the baby. Why are they doing that when you don't have syphilis or gonorrhea? The
Right.
child only
Because they're causing the
a
problem.
few hours after the child's been born for the costs. And
Yeah. And they're the ones causing the problems with all this stuff that they're doing.
Wow. To answer Tammy, I think it's circles. I think it's a lot of circles, Tammy. I think it's circles and circles and circles.
I got to agree. I just dealing with what I've been dealing with, guys, and hearing everyone's stories lately, and seeing everything that's going on out there, being stuck home. I get to watch everyone's posts, and
Yeah.
I get to read everyone's stories
Yeah.
because I got a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't realize that by having me on house arrest, I've been able to dive into my case, where before I was working almost 8 to 9 hours a day. I didn't have the time to do what I've been doing. They gave me the time. They gave me everything by what they did to me. And I just been building a case against them this entire time. And they're not even realizing how much that I have found, uncovered, the fraud, the manipulation, the coercion, the lying. I've uncovered so much that I could bury every single one of these people for eons.
Yeah.
And it's all within your documentation. You just got to do the research. Lay that stuff out in front of you somewhere, on a floor, on your bed, lay it all out and go through it one at a time and start highlighting everything that they've done.
I did that right from the beginning. I was sitting in jail. The first petition they had, I didn't have a highlighter in jail, but I was underlining it, put a little 1, 2, 3, and then I had my own piece of paper that I said, this paragraph, this sentence. I had something to say about everything that they were saying because everything was wrong. Everything was false. So
that would be Cook County. Is that in Florida or is that where is that, Naylor?
I swear Cook County sounds like Florida. It sounds like someplace in Florida. Anybody has a Google?
When a
Yeah.
judge acts as a trespasser of the law, when a judge does not follow the law, the judge loses subject matter jurisdiction and the judge orders are void of no legal force or effect. Right. And that's what has happened in both cases. They
Hmm.
ruled it wrongly. It's the same with them rearresting me. I was told that I could work by the judge. It's on recording. So really, the Portland District Court lost subject jurisdiction matter. They have no jurisdiction.
It's saying over here the Cook County, maybe Illinois. I'm sure there's other Cook counties though.
But guys,
Mela, where's Cook County?
Chicago.
I was asking where's Cook. Oh, Chicago.
Illinois.
Okay.
But guys, we're at that time. So do you guys want to do last word?
Okay. Yes. CPS is lies in circles and lies and circles and lies in circles. I did that on behalf of Tammy and on behalf of me. Don't allow CPS in your home unless they have a warrant, court order. Even if they try to talk you into coming in just for a second. I know in some places a lot of snow, it's very cold. They chose to come out in that snow and cold. Don't let them in. Because once you let them in, you can't get rid of them.
Dr. Fowler?
Is she still there?
All right, Neela. Dr. Fowler, you still there? Oh,
Hello.
Dr. Fowler?
Hello.
Hello. Last
Hi.
word?
I want the dads from coast to coast in the UK and Canada to form their militia to arise and empower themselves collectively to defend themselves and their families against this evil. I want to see the militia grow and become strong and evident so that nobody will just show up at your door wanting to take your children away without fear of a strong reaction from a whole posse of men. Amen. With that, I yield.
Great last words. Brenda?
Yes, I just want to say, just remember ultimately who's responsible for the CPS, who's making decisions, who's doing that? The judges. The judges are ultimately responsible, and they're the ones that have broken these laws. And we got to go after these judges that would break the law and take and keep our children. Period.
Nice. All right. My last words are going to be this. Oh, go ahead, Herbert.
Oh, I'll wait for after your last words and I'll say something. Go ahead.
My last words are going to be this. Don't forget, guys, we got a lot going on. Obviously, the ball is rolling with Mr. Trump, and we salute you, sir. You're doing a hell of a job. You and Elon and all of your administration. You guys are busting ass and taking names, and we love it. So just remember, guys, we have the main show tomorrow at 2:15 with me, Darren, and the Angry Citizen. Also at 7:00 p.m. is my show. And I do believe that Sunday we have we have before Gunner show, we have Obsidian and Jonathan, who are going to be doing their show, and then Gunning for CPS at 9:30. And then Monday we have the start back up of the regular week. So guys, keep informed, keep in touch with all of us. If you've got issues or you need someone to talk to, or you're feeling suicidal, reach out, let us know, or get in contact with the suicide hotline. Do not take your life over something so small. We are in this, we're all fighting, and obviously justice is coming, and we're seeing that now. So keep fighting, do not give up. Herbert.
Okay, I was just going to say, Vinny, on your show, as much as I would like to come on tomorrow, position where there's going to be a lot of noise. So I may be able to watch your show, but I may not be able to come on the show. Okay.
I won't be able to see
No,
it till later.
I
I'll
could,
be visiting my
I could
husband on.
see, I could watch and type. You know what I mean? Like I go on your show and type, but I'm going to be in a position where there's going to be a lot of
I like.
noise. So I don't think that's fair to your show. You know what I mean?
One more thing.
Hey,
Did
John.
anybody see? Did anybody see Elon Musk with that
Yes, I
chainsaw?
saw him.
Absolutely.
That was pretty funny.
All right, guys.
All right.
We are CPS Victims Hunting Justice, and we are all about to be out of here in just a moment. I'm trying to grab our video here. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good one,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone. Good night, Vinny. Have a good night.
In the heart of our great nation,
You too.
where the
Good
strength
night.
of our communities is built upon the foundation of strong and loving families, an urgent crisis is unfolding. Child Protective Services, CPS, an institution designed to safeguard our most vulnerable, has in many cases betrayed its noble mission. Too often, families are torn apart not by neglect or abuse, but by systemic failures and corruption. We can no longer stand idly by as these injustices continue. We are here to give a voice to those who have been isolated, to shine a light on the corruption, and to rally our fellow citizens in this critical fight for justice. Every day, countless families are caught in a web of bureaucracy and abuse of power, their lives disrupted and their bonds shattered. Children, who should be nurtured and protected, are instead placed in situations that can be just as, if not more, harmful than the circumstances from which they were taken. Parents, often bewildered and powerless, face insurmountable odds as they fight to reunite with their children. This is not the America we believe in. We cannot allow these injustices to persist. Our mission is to educate, to inform, and to inspire action. We promise to bring you daily updates on CPS, exposing the truth and fighting for reform. We must remember that the future of our nation depends on the strength and unity of our families. By standing together, we can hold CPS accountable and ensure that it fulfills its true purpose, protecting children and preserving families. This is a fight we must not and will not lose. We are committed to saving our families and securing a brighter future for all. The road ahead is challenging, but with your support, we can make a difference. Together, we will bring hope to those who have lost it and ensure that justice prevails. Let us unite with unwavering resolve and a sense of patriotic duty to safeguard the integrity of our families and the future of our nation.
Imagine being a child who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stopped the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. Now just imagine how they must feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calmed. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look?